I said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Amara. This is Amara's Logic. Got a new video for you today. Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news. Live edition. Before we get into it, you know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this electrifying content with the people. Y'all know what we're here to talk about. What's going on at Fiserv Forum in front of friends and family right now between the Atlanta Hawks and the Milwaukee Bucks. We're down 100 to 113. 3 minutes left. We're it's just an off night. We can start looking at turnovers and all of that. At the end of the day, we weren't hitting shots. Even down to free throws. We shot 65% from the free throw line. This is just an off night. I don't want to make excuses. It was a back-to-back. We just weren't hitting shots. We just weren't hitting shots. Everything we were hitting the day before, we weren't hitting today. We don't need to blame anybody. We can talk about Bobby if y'all want to, the low IQ and just not being aware. We can talk about all of that. At the end of the day, it came down to turnovers and not hitting shots. Period. That's why we lost. We don't need to get too deep. Let's talk about it, but let's not blame anybody. Everybody was off tonight. It was just an off night, and I want to give the Bucks credit for not just throwing a towel in like the LeBron James Los Angeles Lakers did. It got blown out by like 41 points. We at least showed some pride and showed some heart and determination and fighting and getting this game back under the double digits into a respectable margin. So we do have to give this team credit for fighting, even though it was a back-to-back and they were down 20. They could have easily packed it in, and they fought. So at the very least, we know this team is a bunch of fighters at the least. They're not going to just lay down. And I respect that. No, we weren't hitting shots. We had a lot of open shots. We just weren't hitting. But that didn't stop us from fighting on defense. That didn't stop us from keep shooting. So I'm okay with that. Like, I'd rather go down with the ship. Is when you abandon ship is the problem. Going down with the ship is cool. Abandoning ship is the problem. And that's why I'm cool. They fought. It happens. We got bigger fish to fry this Friday. We need to focus. We need to figure out. Hopefully, the time off gives us what we need, so we'll be ready Friday. We'll have a day off to rest, recuperate, and then play Boston. I almost low key think the team was kind of thinking about that game maybe a little too soon, knowing how the rivalry between the two over the last decade. Drew Holiday, all the built-in storylines. Maybe the Bucks were looking ahead too soon. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. And salute the friends and family, Bucks Nation. My bad. Number one Bucks chat on YouTube. Number one Bucks podcast on YouTube. What it do? It's all right, y'all. We're not gonna go. Hey, we're not gonna win every game. We went on a nice streak. We're gonna reestablish this streak going against Boston. But let's look at some of these numbers real quick. The numbers will tell itself. Taurean Prince played solid. He had 10 points, 4 8, 2 of 5, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 turnover, minus 13, 10 points. Giannis had 30 points, but let's cut to it. 14 of 24 from the free throw line is not going to cut it. That's not going to cut it. He has to shoot better from the free throw line. I know he had a nice little streak going, but to miss 10 free throws in a game, that's a lot. 10 points is a difference. If he hits 7 of those free throws, it makes a big difference in this game. It makes a big difference. He did have 10 rebounds, 5 assists. He did have 4 turnovers. Brook Lopez had a pedestrian game, 5 points. He did have 6 rebounds and 3 nice blocks. Dame played okay. 34 minutes, 8 of 14, 5 of 9, 4 of 5, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. The 5 turnovers bothered me. He had a couple of really bad passes in there. Like, they were just a little off today, just a little off. But he did shoot efficiently. Nice 25, but again, minus 10. The only one that's a positive plus minus on the entire team is Andre Jackson Jr., who only played 9 minutes. I got to tell y'all, I'm a big fan of Andre Jackson Jr., as a lot of you are, but we got to talk about this man's offense. It's cringe. His offense is cringe. That's what's holding him back. That's why he only played 9 minutes today. He has to figure out some way to muster some offense, because otherwise he's not going to be able to stay on the floor. And I do like the intangibles that Andre Jackson Jr. brings, but if he doesn't have any type of offense, that's a problem. That's a problem. Bobby Portis pedestrian effort, and he was acting a fool. Bobby, 18 minutes, 2 of 7, 0 for 2, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds. He did have 3 assists, 2 steals, 3 turnovers. Between our two stars, we had 9 turnovers between our two stars. Pat Connaughton, whatever. DeLon Wright, trash. Gary Trent Jr. played okay, 11 points. This hurt us too. AJ Green couldn't hit anything today. 2 of 11, 6 points. Like I said, we were just off today. Shot 42% from the field, 34% from 3, 63% from the line. That's not going to cut it. And 17 turnovers? 17 is a ton. And then look at the rebounding. Let's just get to Jalen Johnson, son of Rob Johnson from Milwaukee. He went off and had 21. Clint Capella had 8. Trae Young 16. Dyson Daniels 9. Oka Wunjo had 13. Hunter was doing way too much. That's who was killing us. He had 20, and Bogdanovich was doing a lot of work to us too. He had 15. They only shot 9 of 31 from 3, but this was the difference. 20 of 22 from the free throw line. 55 rebounds to 39. They out-hustled us. They literally out-hustled us. That's why we lost. We hit almost double the amount of threes, but it didn't matter. We couldn't shoot free throws at an efficient clip. We got killed on 16 offensive rebounds. Is crazy. That's crazy. That's definitely a problem. Definitely a problem. We only had 12 fast break points to 28. 62 points in the paint to 34. There's your game. Killing us in the paint because Brook kept letting them just float on in with them little excuse me, with them little floaters. Just a bad game. Like I said, we just got to take this one on the chin. Turnovers, rebounding, the same things that have plagued us in the past came up in this game. Let's just charge it to the game, Bucks Nation. Learn from it and get ready for we got to get ready for Boston Friday night. That's going to be a huge game. That is going to be an absolutely huge game, friends and family. Huge game. Let's shout out everybody in the chat. What's good? Nico Sana was good. Jeff Riley in the building. Patricia P in the building. Milwaukee Ray was good. Jeff Riley, how's the knee, bro? I hope that knee getting better. Derek Stevenson, what's good? Robert Brooks, what's good, bro? Dre West in the building. D Cole 123, what's good? Eliza in the building. What up, Eliza? Bucks number 1 in the building. Foreign Land, what's good? Mia Kim, what's good? Bucks number 1, I know you hot. Mr. Smith, what's good? Jimmy Roller, boy, mommy times 2. What it do? William Johnson, I see you. Greg Delaney, I see you. Yusuf, I see you. Hey, let's talk about it, y'all. Brandon King Carter in the building as well, the childish one. Hey, ZG Tong, what's good, bro? Shout out to Thailand. The homie ZG Tong in the building. What's good? Matt Brown, I see you. What's good? Sadowski, the homie, what's good? Prime Time, I see you. Let's talk about it. Jonathan Porter, what's good, bro? Good to see you. Was you at the game tonight, fam? I couldn't make it. King Temp, what's good? Shout out to all the queens of the chat that are in the building. Let's chop it up. Friends and family, I'm about to put the link in the chat. Let's get it going. John Hassel, what's good? I see you, Francis. Appreciate you tapping in. Ali Benjamin, Staple in the chat, what's good? Shout out to Scales. Mr. 414, what's good? Carrie, what's good? Gade, what's good? Salute, salute. Let me put the link in the chat. Y'all tap in as y'all see fit. Go through some of these comments. So let's just chop this up. I think a lot of this, like everybody is saying, I'm glad everybody's not overreacting. What up, Savio? What up, Nikos? I'm glad everyone's not overreacting. This was just fatigue and just an off shooting night. Nothing to look into. Nothing to look into. It happens. We had an off night. We got to learn from it. And we got to figure out how we're going to manage Bobby P, too. Bobby P, like, he does the most. Definitely does the most. What up, Bleacher Report boss? Let me tap you in. What up, bro? It's just one of them games, bro. Like, we couldn't hit nothing. I mean,
Man,
AJ Green going
they could
2 for 11 is crazy.
they couldn't hit they couldn't hit nothing in the barn if the hole was even big enough, man. They couldn't
Right,
hit nothing.
man, yeah, it was just a bad shoot night.
I, it, it was just frustrating watching it. I mean, they came back. I knew
I'm
they was
proud of
doing.
that though. Let's say I'm proud of how they played. They came back. They didn't pack it in. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud they didn't pack it in.
Yeah, I knew it was like I was reading on them earlier. I knew it was gonna be a tough game. I said yesterday it was gonna be a tough game, but I didn't
Yo,
know
I
how.
said don't underestimate Atlanta. Yeah, they're a solid squad.
It's just man, it's. I'm mad about this loss, but yeah, you're right. It was not his shot. It was wide open shots they kept missing. It was like,
How
man,
often is AJ Green gonna go 2 of 11?
I know he's not gonna
You
do
you know what I'm saying?
often.
How often is that gonna happen? I mean, Dame played efficiently, but he had 5 bad turnovers. What
Yeah,
up, Pass? I mean, he
man.
had 5 bad turnovers. Giannis had 4, 9 turnovers between our stars isn't good. Getting destroyed on the rebounding tip isn't good. Getting allowing double digit offensive rebounding is crazy. It's crazy. And really, besides Dame and Giannis, it wasn't too much help from the bench either.
The bench was not good tonight. It was
Yeah, it
just
wasn't really. I mean, we really didn't get any help from the bench. Dame at 25, Giannis at 31, Torian Prince at 10, and Gary Trent Jr. had 11. No one else was in double figures. That lets you know what time it is. But
Yeah, AJ
23 of
Green's
35,
shots.
we shot 65% from the free throw line as a team.
I think most of those were also Giannis too, weren't they?
Understood. He was
But
15 of 26.
even then, it is still
Right.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this though. When is this man number 9 getting off this team? We're not calling him by his name. I refuse to call him by his name.
He does a lot. Sometimes he can help you, he can kill you in the same. Like, he
He
can help
doesn't.
you. He can shoot you into a game and shoot you out of a game fast.
It's not even shooting that's the issue at this point. It's him himself as a problem. His existence is a problem. Him every time he comes onto the court, we lose our momentum, and then the other team starts getting into a groove, and then they just stay there.
But you're saying
every
he
single
did
time.
ball to open man. He just kept missing. They kept missing.
Some of these were open.
Yeah, there was a lot of open shots missed. I agree with Patricia. The shots just aren't there tonight. That's just what it was. These are the same shots we were hitting less than 24 hours previously.
Yeah, especially for AJ Green. AJ Green's shots I thought were all good shots. They just weren't hitting.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why I hate back to back. I do. I really
But
hate
why?
back.
These are supposed to be the most, you know what I'm saying, tuned up athletes in the world. Y'all can't play back to back. It's crazy.
It's not even just us though. I don't know why the league does this, because the way they don't have to do this the order like this. I looked at the next one. It's literally one game for the whole week. Who decides this scheduling?
That's a fair point.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, you know, they got one game and then they'll play until Saturday. So I have 4-day layover. Then you get 2 back-to-backs. I mean, you got back-to-back right away on this one. And then you got the tournament after, you know, they play 2 go-away games. I mean, I'm not – you're right, Amber. I understand. You got to play the games front. You got to play.
Right.
I mean, it's just –
I feel like they were anticipating Friday.
Yeah, we was looking past the Hawks, and that was our
mistake. I think so. I guarantee the Bucks don't play like this against the Celtics. I guarantee it.
They won't. I mean, I think the Celtics are also injured too right now, aren't they?
Right. And our stars are playing well, so we just need the other dudes to kick in. I mean, Giannis was 8 of 14. Dame was 8 of 14. That's efficient.
Yeah, and then there's everyone else.
Right. Dame 5 of 9 from 3. The only other person to shoot somewhat decent was Gary Trent Jr. 3 of 9.
Yeah,
there were some foul calls. I was looking at them like, is that really a foul?
I saw the people on the sideline. I even saw Chris Middleton his shot. Chris Middleton was even fired up on the bench over the officiate, but that's just that's par for the course with the Bucks.
The one that pisses me off the most is the one where Giannis got a foul call for offensive goaltending. Same thing happened to the other side. No call.
They're not gonna call that, bro.
But they did it to Giannis. Come on.
They don't care. They don't care.
One of these days, one of these referees gonna get punched in the mouth, man.
We're not gonna exercise violence here, sir.
I'm sorry, violence.
Like we say all the time, though. We beat the opponent and the refs. It's a 2-for-1 anytime we win. It's a 2-for-1.
Who's the ref who like everyone's like, oh, I like how he talks and everything like that? What's his name?
Oh, I don't know who that is.
I can't stand him. I cannot stand him.
Maybe they know in the chat.
I like, you know what's crazy? I like Scott Foster more than you. You know how bad that is?
Right.
That Scott Foster is more likable than you to me?
That's hilarious.
It just, oh my God. It was just too much. It was too many calls. That's not what's going our way, man. It was just too much.
But that's how it usually is.
It just, I mean, that going on, and we just not playing well. Kept turning on the ball. Turnover was just atrocious.
Yeah, I agree. The turnovers were bad. There was a lot of bad passing in this game. Like I said, we just weren't. We weren't locked in. Let's just keep it real, Bucks Nation friends and family. We were not locked in on this game.
This is the thing, though. Like, this is the Hawks. This is the same team that beat the Cavs twice, the Celtics.
Right.
The two top teams in the East. I think
Facts,
the two
Milwaukee,
top teams
right?
right now in the league completely. You should know what they do. This is what they do. They lead the league in steals and deflections. You shouldn't be doing all these lazy passes.
And that's the thing. They were lazy passes.
It's one thing to get stolen, like how Giannis was getting his turnovers for like spin, and then like, okay, I'm stuck here. I can't really pass anyone. That's different. That's just good defense. What you were half those turnovers were just you just playing lazy.
Right. I agree. But I think as a team, I'm not saying I saw a fight in us, but there were definitely moments of us being lethargic.
There's fight, and then they would just be like, all right, we're not making shots. We're down.
Yeah,
down
like people again. Like I saw a fight, but the energy wasn't. That's a good point, Jonathan. He said the energy just wasn't there tonight. I feel like that they were fighting, but it just wasn't that. You know what I'm saying?
If the shot's not on, bring it to the hole. Just take it to the hole and just.
But that's not what analytics say.
Forget about analytics in a game like this. Dude, analytics only makes sense if you're shooting well. If you're not shooting well, go to the basket. What are they gonna do? You get fouled?
Right.
Okay. Then they foul out. Their best defender got fouled out.
Facts.
So
we can be honest. Even with all that being said, if we hit more free throws or Giannis hit 5 or 6 more free throws, this game is a little different.
It'd be closer, yeah.
It'd be a little different.
I don't know. I thought this. I felt like this was a scheduled loss, anyways, with how close it was.
Hey, the childish one. I believe that Bobby is a serious momentum killer. My brother says that all the time. Bobby does kill momentum, and he stops people when they're hot. Because Bobby doesn't like to pass like that. Say AJ Green to hit 4 threes in a row.
6 players in double figures for the Hawks. 6.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt you. Hold on 1 second. I know more than you. Appreciate the $2 super chat, bro. Get Bobby Barbecue Portis off my team.
All facts.
Hold on. Hey, shout out to the homie Maurice, bro. I'm gonna keep telling you. I can't wait till you tap in for real, Maurice. Salute. Appreciate the $10 super chat. Bobby Portis must have had a Hawks jersey on under his uniform. He single-handedly killed every comeback run we had tonight. Then he got
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Then got a bonehead tech at the worst time for good measure. Yeah, that was crazy. He needed DNP. I saw somebody say it in the chat. Shout out to you, Maurice. He needed DNP. He needs a DNP for real. I see Bobby is everybody's zeroing in on Bobby.
Man, he did not play well at all,
yeah,
man.
And the thing is, we can't even blame Pat. because Pat barely played today. He only
Right, but
played
he
because we
came
had
in
no
and made a
choice.
turnover right away.
We only played him
He fell right into play. He tried to throw some dumb lob to Jan. I don't know what he was doing. He came.
Turnover, flyby that I saw.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was a classic Pat. Bad pass, a flyby Pat. I was like, oh, there we go. We ain't missing nothing. Let's get them likes up, friends and family. We grinding after every live. Get the likes up. Let's go.
A driving kick.
I can feel Brandon right now getting so mad thinking about that.
Dude. Bro, yeah, fly by Pat.
Yeah.
Fly by Pat.
Oh my God.
It was a perfect storm. Missing free throws, turnovers, rebounding. We couldn't do anything right tonight.
That happened all at once.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We couldn't do anything right tonight. But we were trying though. I could see literal effort. Like, damn, they just couldn't hit nothing. Anytime we needed a momentum change in three, brick. And it wasn't like Atlanta was shooting us out of our building. They gave us more than enough opportunity. Let's be real, friends and family. Hey, in that fourth quarter, Atlanta wasn't doing nothing. They scored 20 points. We only scored 17. They wasn't hitting nothing. We were doing even less.
We were gassed up at that point. We couldn't really do much.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They need to go to bed tonight, eat some good breakfast, and look at some film. That's what they need to do tomorrow.
You have what's the next on Friday, right? You got
Friday,
time.
yeah, Boston.
Yeah, well, Boston, and then they got to play Brooklyn, and then they play on Tuesday at home.
That Brooklyn game's gonna be a trap, isn't it? I feel it already. I already know that Brooklyn game's gonna be a trap game.
We lost some already. We got at this point they know right now they can't be looking over teams. So even after they can't, you just can't look over teams. Like
Bobby Portis do got butterfingers too. I don't know if you want to say secure the ball, however you want to call it, John Hassel. He does have problems. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, that's really weird. Go ahead, Fab.
You expect the man to hold his ball when he can't even keep his stuff?
All right. That wasn't called for too.
Bro doesn't even lock his door. Lock your door. Buy a gun. You're more.
Yeah, it was just an off night, but Bobby P. Yeah, hey, Bucks Nation coming for Bobby. I seen this coming from a mile away with Bobby because you get blinded by some of the box score numbers. You see Bobby with like 15 and 10, and you be like, oh, Bobby was dominating. Bobby was killing. But if you watch the game, you'll be like, he did score 16, but he was the reason for 35 points for the opponent. You know what I'm saying? He was single-handedly the reason.
He's such a net negative on defense, man.
Yeah, he's the defense.
His defense is pretty much, I don't know how you get worse. How did you get worse defensively? You're not even old. He's the same age as Giannis.
Right.
How are you worse defensively? You're supposed to be in your prime.
It's not getting better.
Did you peak at 27?
Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's what give me. I mean, I knew, like I said, once we had this game, I had back to back. There was a chance we might lose this game if we didn't play well right away. We just made shots.
I do see too. I see people in the chat, just to interject real quick. VP is that Doc went away from Ajax. We could have used his defense and rebound, but his lack of offense is what's keeping him on the bench, bro. I feel you, but
it wasn't even just that. There was like early fouls too with him.
Yeah,
I think he had three fouls.
Yeah, but he could have been brought back at any time, but he only had 3.
No, it was already down.
That was all in the first quarter, pretty much.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. He could still been brought back in the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter.
Man, I guess the issue is mainly just like Bobby has so many minutes.
Oh, Bobby played 18 minutes.
That's 9 too many.
I think Bobby's optimum is like 15 minutes for me.
Bobby's optimum is 15 minutes against a team that has no good perimeter defenders, because he cannot shoot against teams that are tall like this.
Or no, not even athletic wings.
Yeah, that's what this team has.
Athletic wings.
That's what the Hawks have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He definitely has problems.
Jalen Johnson and what's
my man name? I got him on here. Hold on.
I know his
Hunter,
nickname only.
DeAndre Hunter.
No, not Hunter. The other one.
Capella.
No, the other wing.
Oh,
That they have.
Bogdanovich.
No, the other one. The one that got fouled out.
The
Dyson
one
Daniels.
that
Dyson Daniel. Okay.
Those two guys are good defenders. They're
Fair
both
point.
in the MIP conversation. One of them's in the depoy conversation right now.
That's true. That's true.
You can't play games like this against teams you know you want to face in the playoffs. And I mean, I understood what today was just not a good night.
To your point, Pass, what Dre West said. To your point.
Yeah, they are good. They're a good defensive team, which is funny because usually that's been their weakness for a long time. And This is the first time they've been good. Now they're terrible offensively. Like Trey's been terrible. Trey has not been great offensively.
No, I agree with that.
He's been a great passer, but his offense himself has been mid.
I tell you what, if I'm a coach, what I would do next time we play him is force Trey to shoot the ball. Force him, not the floaters, force him to shoot the mid-range. Because that's all he wanted to do. He wanted to pass the ball, get facilitated, and then he wanted to shoot his threes afterwards. But I'll force him to shoot this mid-range.
Hey, great point, Dre West. 30-12 fast break points.
Yeah,
cut that down. Cut that down to half. You would have won the game. Cut that down even by 10. You probably would have won the game.
When you win the game, yeah, the fast break points, and those are all misses and turnovers.
When you don't miss, if you don't miss those shots, half of those fast break are down. So you gotta make your shots, and then you gotta get back. You gotta get back at that point. You know they're gonna go back. You can't be lazy. Can't be just looking around like, oh, where do you go? It's just no. You can't be doing that.
We just weren't focused. We weren't locked in tonight. We just weren't. It's just what it is. We were fighting and trying, but we weren't focused. You don't have 16 turnovers and shoot 66% from the free throw line if you're locked in. That's an absolute fact. This team was night and day from what they were less than 24 hours ago.
Pain points, another option right here. 64-34.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I mentioned that. Yeah, that's crazy. And we have Giannis.
That's the thing. We only have Giannis for pain points. No one else does anything in the paint. Bobby, damn well won't do it.
Dame will get an occasional layup.
Yeah.
Layup.
And Brooke is just prefers to be on the 3-point line.
Brooke ain't thinking about the paint unless it's an easy dunk or a lob or something.
It's the only time Brooke is in the paint is for defense. He ain't going nowhere else other than that. He was good. He was defending well today. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Give him that.
Yeah, he had to. I think the Bucks played decent defensively. We just couldn't hit anything. But because we were so broke, we were allowing a lot of fast break points, in my opinion.
I'll be honest though, I can't really give the pass of that it's a back-to-back at this point.
Okay.
You shouldn't really be doing that. Look, AJ Green should not have that excuse. He's 25.
I agree.
22. Gary Trent should not have that excuse. He's 25. Andre Jackson should not have that excuse. Same age. 22. These guys shouldn't, yes, you can give that excuse for Dame. You can give that excuse for Brooke. Brooke's been good. Brooke's been solid for the whole year. Most of the time. So I don't want to hear anything about Brooke. Brooke's been fine.
Yeah,
they're just lazy. They always do this every single time. This team just doesn't like playing sometimes.
He said they don't like playing. It's crazy.
Yeah,
we did kind of look like cheeks tonight. Yeah, we did kind of look like cheeks tonight.
I need to ask everyone who goes to Bucks games at home Bucks games. If I catch you saying Bobby again,
ban you for the chat.
Bro, you are not allowed to come back here until that man. Unless that's for him actually playing well. I do not want to hear a Bobby chant ever in my life again.
Who does Bucks Nation have more of a problem with? DeLon Wright, shout out to you, Scales. DeLon Wright or Bobby Portis? I think
Bobby.
Bobby more than DeLon Wright? Okay.
DeLon's a rental. He's not going to be here for long. We know he won't be here next year. Bobby is probably going to be here again still. He's been here for way longer. We expect way more for Bobby. DeLon's getting paid $3 million. You're getting paid $12. I expect more out of the player who's getting paid $12 million than $3 million.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I do think we'll bounce back though. And like I said, our stars played well besides Giannis and the free throw shooting and turnovers from Dame. I think our stars played well, and they've been playing well most of this season. I think all we need to do is have them play their regular game, and if the others step up, we should be good. Because Torian Prince played solid again.
He barely played afterwards. I was wondering why he was barely on the court for a good amount of time. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. I mean, he played 25 minutes, but 4 of 8, 10 points. He's one of the only people in double figures.
how many people had double figures? 3 people? 4? Like 4 people?
4, including, and then Gary Trent Jr. had 11.
So Gary Trent, Giannis, Dame, and TP.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
This dude said I low key hate Bobby Portis. That ain't low key when you use the word hate, sir.
It's not low key.
That's
No.
high key, bro.
It's
You
not low
can't
key.
hate
I high key hate him.
I said that low key. No, that ain't low key no more. You say you hate him. That's high key, sir. Shout out to my man Savio.
Bug Eye number 9.
Is this our last Boston for a while after this Friday?
What do you mean? What'd you say?
I mean, we played on Friday, and I'm going after game. When like, is this the last time we're playing Boston this year, or are we going to play like a?
Yeah.
No, this is the last one. Again blame the NBA for this, because I don't know who idea was this to put 3 Boston games this early.
Facts, Robert Brooks.
So you tell me we're not even going to see our final form against Boston this year until maybe the playoffs.
That's how it should be.
Neither team's going to see each other at their full strength.
Right, everybody in a hyperbolic chamber until it's time to fight at the tournament.
I think Drew might be out. I'm not sure. He may come back that game.
Okay.
Chris probably is not playing. Let's be real.
Oh, Jason Tatum didn't play tonight either, so he might.
He'll be back. I thought it was. I don't know what Tatum was out for. Was it probably like sickness or something?
His knee.
And there's still no update on Chris, right? And there's no update because I saw somebody in the chat say, "Is Chris coming back on Friday?" I was like, "What?"
Chris's update has been so far. It's just been he's playing 5-on-5. That's pretty much it. It's better. He's like at 80% probably.
He probably. I'll make him this. He ain't gonna probably come back till January at this point, man. So I'm gonna put Pronte. He probably ain't gonna come to January. He probably ain't gonna come back to February, man. He probably, you know what? He might sit to the playoffs come on.
Maybe he comes back before Christmas as an early Christmas present to friends and family.
We don't even play on Christmas.
Oh.
I know that's the point.
I'm gonna mess somebody right now. Barry always.
Hold on 1 second. Dre West, you don't think we can beat good teams?
Yes, the Hawks have a worse record than us.
We beat the Rockets. Come on, bro. Come on.
I don't know about that, Dre West. We gonna see. I know we lost 2 games, close games to the Cavs. We lost to the Celtics twice so far, right?
Yeah,
yep,
twice so far. Let's see what happened tomorrow, Dre West. I don't want to say that.
I don't think that's true, because the only bad game against good teams so far has only really been we've only had 2 bad teams.
New York. It was New York.
New York, and then the Memphis game. But the Memphis game, they were all injured.
Right.
So that wasn't even their full strength. That's it. Those 2 teams, those are only 2 bad losses I thought. I thought the Cavs losses were fine. It's just we just couldn't get a stop at the last second.
I don't want that to be the case, Dre. Well, I see you too, Milwaukee Ray, co-signing that. Well, we're going to see against what happened with the Celtics. I have a sinking sensation we're going to have one of our best games of the season against the Celtics. They bring the best out of us.
They gonna
Yeah, 26 points in the first half is crazy, Scales. That's crazy.
Who do you think we can get for Bobby?
I don't know.
He's still a commodity because he's a big man that can stretch the floor and shoot and score.
You think some teams look?
They giving us wings. I mean, they giving us like guards. We don't need a guard.
Yeah, we need a big man in return, and nobody wants to do that.
We just need a defensive guard, defensive wing. That's really all we need. I'll take a wing. I'll take a 6'8", a 6'9" guy.
That's fair. I would do that.
Honestly,
number 9 is crazy work.
Larry Nance Jr. is on the Hawks, right? He doesn't even play.
Oh, the Hawks.
Hey,
Hawks took about 103 shots and hit 45.
They said we stuck with Bobby. Yeah, I guess for now we are stuck with Bobby.
Man, I just look at the stats. It look like the Hawks didn't really play that good either. That make me more mad. They only got 40% shooting. They only hit 9 threes. There was only 28%.
Regular work, Joseph.
20 out of 22 shots. The Bucks was 42%. They missed, but they had 15 frees, but they shot by 45.
Right.
So
terrible.
The rebounds got killed 55 to 40.
Yep.
Offense rebound 8.
The rebound stuff's been the whole year.
Assists, they were just getting killed. They were just getting killed tonight.
We didn't deserve to win this game at the end of the day, and the stats show it.
Yeah, you get out rebound, out hustle, second chance points.
Hey, Rigo, they saying Ajax didn't play anymore because he had 3 fouls in the first quarter, and I guess he just got buried on the bench, bro.
That's what Doc does usually, though. Like, you got to know who your coach is. Right. Doc's is not going to play a player like that. If the way they're calling fouls on him,
shout out to
a lot of those fouls that Ajax had were very kind of like, they're light fouls. So if that's how the refs are calling it, you can't really play someone who's aggressive like Ajax.
But my problem is the way they're calling it is like, even if you touch them, like they're like, you can't even check them a little bit. I know that I'm not talking about hand check. I'm talking about even they're calling it, and then the guy like, what do you want me to do? I'm trying to get my position on him. He like, well, you still gotta give him a little respect.
They call a lot of ticky-tack calls on the Bucks, but we got to stop complaining about that because now it's normal behavior.
It's these three. It's the same refs. I'm gonna look up to who these refs are. I'm gonna follow their games, see what they do in other games. That Asian dude, I'm watching.
Oh yeah, I'm watching him close.
Yeah, I'm like him.
Good point, Milwaukee Ray. That Gary Trent has been playing better because we definitely will need his shooting in the postseason. He did some bonehead plays defensively, reaching with 1 second left on the clock. That was crazy.
That was a key
foul too, because we'd have got the ball. It was a lot of things. We just couldn't make a play to shift the momentum, to really shift the momentum. We just couldn't do it.
Man.
Damn, y'all going in on Bobby. To be honest, Bobby killed the vibes tonight. I think we would have won with Bobby or anybody else off the bench than him, even Pat. Wow.
Yeah, honestly.
Wow, Ali Benjamin. Salute to you. Wow.
Look, on one hand, the record.
The homie with the slick back, right.
On one hand, with Pat playing, our record of Pat not playing is still good. So let's see.
But he played tonight.
Yeah, exactly. The record's good still. We played. We lost.
1 second. I missed our boy super chat. Hold on 1 second. No Strays ENT. Appreciate the $4.99 super chat. Our favorite op. What's up, Bucks Nation? I'm here at the Deer District to watch y'all raise the banner for beating Detroit. Where everybody at? We got next. Jesus.
Y'all lost to them too.
Right, be quiet. Shout out to No Strays, our favorite op.
Yeah, you just lose the same Hawks.
But it's always different when it's the Bucks. Hold on. Shout out to Maurice. Appreciate you spinning the block with the $10 super chat. The Chris Middleton situation is starting to feel like a bastard. Hold on. The Chris Middleton situation is starting to feel like a bastard child who's desperately hoping that his father returns. Part of me wants to move on because even if he comes back, he may leave again. Hilarious, but facts.
Hey, the results are in. And the results are, you are not the father.
Daniel Carter, appreciate the $1.99 super chat. Bobby Portis couldn't guard a tree. All right, so okay. So clearly, Bucks Nation feels a way about Bobby Portis tonight. What do y'all want to see? Let's look for solutions, like I be telling my direct report. We know what the problem is. Please present some solutions.
First thing you could do, not play him. Not even play him. Don't even trade him yet. Just don't play him for one game. I just want to see what happens.
Yeah, just a DM. That's what they've been asking for that. Let's get a DNP.
Maybe it might help. Even if he's disagrees with it, maybe it might help him cool off for a game. Be like, look, I'm putting you down because you need to play better. You're not gonna play until you play better.
Because he's playing like trash. He's playing like trash. He's playing no defense, no rebound. He's not looking for his teammates. Pass the damn ball, bro. You got
Dr.
three people.
Smith in the super chat. Appreciate the 199 super chat. Keep the positive vibe. Need that link. Let me put that in there for you, Dr. Smith. 1 second, sir.
I'm gonna keep positive for you, Mr. Smith. Bobby, hell no.
Yeah, no. The chat is definitely zeroed in on Bobby P.
This is one
chat has Bobby P in the crosshairs. Every other comment is taking a deuce on Bobby P.
This is one positive that I have. Since the Hawks be beating good teams, I feel happy about this. The Hawks be beating good teams. We lost them. Hey, we might be a good team.
Okay. Tapping in, Dr. Smith. Hold on 1 second. He's in the green room. He is in the building. 1 second. Go ahead. What up, Dr. Smith? What's good?
Make me feel better, bro.
Hey, we're not too upset about this one. I'm just happy that he get killed by the 20. I like that they fought. Even though they lost, they fought, though, Dr. Smith.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens, right? It's a marathon. Firstly, salute to the chat. Salute to you, Amara. Salute to everybody on the panel, everybody in the room. I hope we're all happy and healthy tonight. Not a good night, obviously. You know, we've been enjoying some real good vibes here after the 2-8 start, and then this, right? So it's kind of tough to watch. I'm a little late. What is your opinion? How did you guys feel about it?
It just wasn't our night. Everything that we were hitting the night before, we were missing today. Giannis couldn't hit free throws. We shot terrible from the field. Shot terrible from the free throw line, from the 3-point line. 16 turnovers. It was just a bad game. Just a bad all around game. They killed us at points in the paint. Killed us rebound. Whatever metric that needed to be in your favor to win a game, the Hawks had it.
Look like we just looked at too much.
Fatigue. Yeah, like fatigue. Yeah.
Yeah. Schedule lost. Most of this. I'm not too worried about this loss because it's against a good-ish team. It's hard. It's hard to gauge what the Hawks are. This is a team that loses against bad teams and wins against good teams.
Right.
So I have no clue. So I have no clue where the Hawks are as a team. But it's a back-to-back, and yeah. So
facts, Nico Sana. This isn't about the refs. I agree. We need to play smarter. That's a fact.
Yeah, the refs, they made their usual whatever decisions that are present in every game. I can't blame the refs. I mean, I see chat. Like I said, I'm catching up a little later. I see everyone is flaming Bobby Portis.
Right, is killing it. They are no killing retreat, no Bobby.
Surrender.
Are you
I'm not overly happy with him tonight either. I don't think his game translates well when we're fatigued. That's what I think happened. I think everyone's legs were gone. No one can shot. And I think that, you know, when people are fatigued, it's not just the shots that don't go in. I think there's a certain amount of energy that is required to make smart decisions, right? That takes mental acuity, mental energy.
Right.
And we didn't even have that tonight. I saw Dame making some decisions that had me throwing the remote control on the couch.
No, some of those 5 turnovers was bad. They were bad turnovers.
Bad. AJ Green couldn't hit a shot. We know that's not normal for him. He's
2 of 11.
Field goal percentage, the first in the league right now, or at least it was until this game, was Taurean Prince. No one could hit a shot. You know, a little disappointing.
It wasn't bad though. Let's take it easy. Taurean Prince was 2 of 5, 4 of 8. Wasn't bad.
4 of 8 for what? From 3?
4 of 8 for the field. 2 of 5 from 3.
Yeah, it's 20%.
40.
40%.
Yeah, 40. Yeah. I think he should have played more. 1 second, Dr. Smith. Dale Carter, appreciate the 199 super chat. Bobby Portis is like a bad big build on 2K. Jesus Christ. He don't got no player badges, Daniel Carter. No player badges, huh? This dude.
I just think he's a tweener in all the wrong ways.
Right.
So
elaborate.
Where Giannis is a tweener in the right ways, right? Too fast for the big guys, too strong for the little guys. Bobby Portis is too weak for the big guys, too slow for the little guys, right? You know what I mean? So in a game like this, where the athleticism is sorely lacking. It's once again a reminder that when you get to the post and he's the last line of defense, it's like a guaranteed 2 points.
Salute, Scales.
It's unfortunate, right? But we'll see. I don't know how much I can extrapolate from this, right? So
yeah, I'm not mad. Like I said, I saw effort. Yes, it was some bonehead plays, but I just think they didn't have any legs. But they fought though. Again, I want to emphasize that we did not quit. We did not pull a LeBron James and Los Angeles Lakers and pack it in and allow your team to get beat by almost 50 points. That's what we didn't do. So I'm proud of this team for fighting and doing what they needed to do to try to stay in this game. We just couldn't hit any shots. We could blame Bobby Portis. We could blame a lot of people. We didn't play smart basketball today. Like Nico Sana said, you're not going to beat teams turning the ball over 16 times. You're not going to win games allowing teams to get 60-some points in the paint. You're just not. You're not going to beat teams 30 to 12 fast break points. You're not going to win. Four people in double figures is also not going to cut it.
I have to also give the Hawks their credit, man. They had a great game plan today. They made sure they took everybody else out the game. They wanted to minimize the passes a little bit. They got in those passing lanes a lot. So I was seeing a lot of every time they tried to make the extra pass, that's when they kept on trying to attack. So gotta give them credit for that. But
that was disappointed too, right? Was you could see that they scouted us well, right? So that spin move, they were waiting on it. Bobby Portis he had open looks at the basket, but because his athleticism is barely better than mine, and I've torn my ACL twice, and he's barely better than mine. Instead of just going up for the dunk or anything like that, he's going to put his back to the basket, slow the play down, and all the rest of that. And any move that he makes, his little offensive package when he goes to do that, they were ready for it. They had that scouted. And where I was disappointed is, well, where's our counterpunch?
That's a great point. Where's the counterpunch? Great point.
They scouted. They see this, right? You see this. So Giannis has been working on his mid-range shot. Tonight would have been a good time to go to that because they have your package scouted.
Figured out the spin. They was ready for each spin. Whenever he was spinning, hand was right there.
I mean, honest with you, they was really waiting for him. They didn't even really let him get his shot off either because we tried to, like, he wanted to do mid range. They was right in front of his face. So that was shot out to Giannis, but he got to counter that.
They like you said, we were well scouted. They executed well also. Hold on 1 second. Look at the homie. Maurice, appreciate you spinning the block with the $10 super chat. The first solution is to inform everybody in Fiserv Forum they will immediately be escorted out of the arena for chanting Bobby, Bobby at any time. We got to stop condoning his shenanigans. Yeah, that is true. When he got that text that they started chanting, and it's like, yo, that doesn't help us. They say that gets the team fired up when he gets text.
No. You know what? You know, fired up the team. What Brooke did fires up the team.
What
Bobby does just kills all the momentum.
I agree with that.
He should have left it before.
Time and place. Like I just think, look, if you're a simple-minded team and you need that to fire you up, then that's an indictment on the rest of your team. Because in a game, points are coming where you got to fight uphill on a muddy hill for everything, then you can't be affording to give points away in a technical foul. Like if that's the case, then it's the same thing as him getting thrown out of a playoff.
And it was at a key moment in the game too. It was we were starting to come back, and I don't want to call Bobby a momentum killer, and I'm not trying to just take a number 2 on Bobby, but Bobby has to think more out there. He's all emotion. You know what I'm saying? It's all emotion. That's good to a certain extent, but you got to think about how your actions are affecting the team. The game was not over at that point where he got that tech, and he was walking off of the floor. You weren't even staying on the court, and you didn't.
The problem is he does this every game. It's consistently he always does this. It's not a one-time thing. He does it once in a while. He does this all the time. At some point, he's got to stop.
You guys done with him? With Bobby is
It's not done. Can he be coached? Let's look at solutions. Can he be coached?
This is the same guy who punched a teammate.
Understood. That was a long time ago. We can't cry over spilled milk. You know that he's a different man. Different uniform, different man. Can he be coached? Can someone get to Bobby? Because Bobby has potential, but it's the IQ that's killing him. Can he be coached up?
I don't know.
Go ahead, Dr. Smith. Then we go to you, VP. Go ahead, Dr. Smith.
Yeah, I think his problems.
You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to look at. Is there a way to salvage Bobby? Is what I'm saying.
So I feel like this, right? When he's good, it's really good for us because he can catch fire. And there are some teams that don't have an answer for his back to the basket package, right?
Right.
I do feel like they're, and if everyone is playing on tired legs, and I'm seeing the first thing to go when people are tired is not only their jump shot, but their decision making.
Yeah. Fair point.
People, and this is with respect because I'm trying to keep it non-toxic, right?
Right.
But I think with the lowest basketball IQ, if we're already now dropping or creating conditions where people are their IQ is dropping because they're fatigued, I think those are people who are most vulnerable, right? It's like getting in a fight, right? You have a game plan, you get popped in the face a couple of times, you get to about the 6th round or the 7th round of a 12-round fight, it just becomes instinctive at a certain point. The game plan is out the window, you've been popped in your head. That's what he looked to me like. He looked punch drunk, right? And so there were times when I'm expecting him to do better. I'm hoping that he can do better. He's not. So what's the solution, right? How many available big men out there for trade for his price? We're right back to the same conversation we were having last year, right? Right. Is that if you move Bobby Portis, who are you going to move him for?
They want to keep moving by. The teams want to offer stuff like that we've been saying is for guards, smaller players, and that doesn't help us. We have enough guards, so that doesn't help us.
There's two that I can think of. That's about it, and one of them is probably too pricey, and he's a liability too because he has injury risk.
Who are you talking about?
I'm thinking of the two bigs who I know are definitely tradable for Bobby is Larry Nance Jr.
and Robert Williams is third.
Who just doesn't even play. He's on the Hawks. He just doesn't even play.
I don't want him.
Yeah, that's one thing. The other one is Robert Williams. Problem with him is he's injury prone, and we don't need another player like that.
Right.
Yeah. Look, it's to the point now where I'm trying to not get angry at Chris every time I look at his face. I'm getting more and more.
We trying not to go in on Chris.
I didn't want to bring him up for that reason because I know something would happen.
Right, but I would just say, just to keep for me to color within the lines, I don't even want to talk about someone's injury, non-injury. Right. I don't even want to. Bobby is a serious defensive liability. Even if we're not tired, he is a serious defensive liability. That's what it is for me. We can't continue to abide by this, where he's the last line of defense, and he can't jump. He has no lateral quickness. I mean, he's like a big Pat Connaughton now at this point, right? You have no lateral quickness, right? But, I mean, stop me if I'm wrong, right? He can't move laterally. He can't play vertically, right? And so it gets to a point where he's only hacking, or he's trying to...
reaching instead of moving his feet.
Right, and hoping that you're out of position to go and get the rebound because he can't outfight you for a rebound. He's not going to outfight you.
Right.
You're not going to be position to get a rebound, and he's going to outfight you for that rebound. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? And so he justifies his place on the team with his offense, which can be explosive.
Right.
If I didn't acknowledge that, there are times, his ability to shoot a three, a mid-range jumper, it does work on some.
And on a positive, he is available. He's usually always available. Bobby's not often injured. I'm just trying to look at some positives for Bobby.
Again, because I'm trying not to bring
I'm trying not to just bomb on you. Hold on 1 second, Dr. Smith. Dale Carter, appreciate you spinning the block with the $4.99 super chat. Bobby Portis killed that first quarter for us. He looked stupid out there tonight. Fake dude play like his knees hurt. He can't jump over a broom. I do agree. He does make bonehead plays, and his lack of athleticism, also his layup package, leave a lot to be desired.
I mean, that's always been an issue for him. He never made a layup ever. So
Fact
that's something I don't
78,
expect.
ATL was just longer and younger. Too many turnovers and missed free throws. Simple as that. Salute to you, 78. Simple as that.
What
Best
I want
friend.
to know, what I want to know
Baby.
about Bobby is what happened to his 3-point shot.
They were tired.
No,
Yeah,
even this whole year has been like this. It's not just
What's
this
his
one
percentage?
game. Like he's
What
been
is his
way.
season percentage?
I'm looking up right now.
I'd be
Hold on.
I'd be interested to know this, because that's how he justifies himself on the team, right? It's his offensive package, so it's certainly not his defense.
35%. Not crazy bad. 35%.
What is it before the last year's?
I think let's see. Hold on. I'm seeing it now. So 35% this year. It was 40% last year. 37 the year before that. 39 the year before that. And his first year with the Bucks, 47%.
Yeah,
But
so
this
it's
is the worst
down.
so far.
Yeah, this is one of his worst
But
3-point shooting years.
okay, but you like when it comes to percentages, right? If it's going to be a true apples to apples comparison, how many games have we played so far?
19.
What's our record? 19. So you'd have to look at his percentages over the first 19 games in each of those years. If he's going to be in
the basketball reference now.
You know,
Yeah, so
we make these guys work tonight, boy. With the
we on the Googles.
You gotta send me to basketball
But I
reference
like
now
the
to do
Bucks
this.
Nation isn't overreacting like the season is over. You know,
No.
I'm glad that we've calmed down and we're able to look at losses as constructive criticism and look for improvements of what we can do to improve versus the house is on fire. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm not feeling that way. It's just that I felt like he could have played a little bit better. They were just missing. They missed a lot of wide open shots. I'm not kidding. They missed a lot of wide open shots they could have hit. So I just don't want other people thinking, oh, he just had bad game. I mean, it was a bad game. It was just one bad game. They had a good winning streak. They got back in it. Still in fifth place right now. I had a chance to play good the next. We get a couple of days, play Boston.
Right.
But
you are absolute goofball. No one said that Torian Prince was a better 3-point shooter overall.
Right. Relax.
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 You know what's up. Tell you what, I'll just see you on Friday.
Hey, don't let him slide like that. No strays, ENT, our favorite. I appreciate the $4.99 super chat. Peace to the panel. What a difference 24 hours can make. We went from Torian Prince is better than Steph Curry to when we robbing Bobby again, y'all.
That's what I said.
He
I
just
know. I
keep
said
coming.
Jeez. That's not what was meant, though. What was meant is, hey, percentage-wise, he's shooting better. No one's saying Steph is better.
For anything.
No one's saying that.
You gotta let him have it. You gotta let him have it. This dude got to live up there in Boston with the
AVC got to tap you off for a minute before it get late. I'm gonna tap his scales real quick. Appreciate you, bro. All right.
But you gotta let him have it. This dude got to live up in the place with the worst accent going. I mean, if they're not good at sports, then his life sucks. So I mean, you gotta.
What up, Scale?
What up, Doe?
What's happening? What's good, man?
What's going on, Doc? What's going on, Pies? Peace
What's
to the chat.
What's going on?
It's just funny to me about Bobby, man. I'm just really laughing at
Bobby. Come on. You gonna go in
No,
on Bobby?
Because in reality, he should get some DMPs. And I think that's kind of the problem right now because he is unplayable against certain teams. Like when you play teams that do small ball, right? So like Atlanta, they play Capella or they play a Conwu and 4 wings and a guard, pretty much like 3 wings and a point guard. And the 3 wings are interchangeable where they can play anything from the 2 to the 4. You see what I'm saying? So now you got Bobby playing against kids like Jalen Johnson. I talked about him last night on the chat. That dude has been no joke since high school. He's a serious baller. Like, he is athleticism times 100.
I'm not even surprised. I used to hoop with his pops in high school at Marshall. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, Roger. So look, Mara, we know about that.
Should have been in the league if it weren't for a couple situations.
Listen, if it was NIL and AAU back then when his pops played, he would have been in the league.
He'd have been in the league. Yeah, you know, it's the city. We know what happened. But
come on, man.
He should have been in the league.
When you got Bobby matched up against him, the rookie the number 1 pick, Zach. You know what I mean? He's a baby, but he's learning this game, bro. He's a freak athlete at the end of the day. Like, he got drafted because he's 6'10", can shoot threes, and he can run the floor. He literally got picked as the number 1 pick in the draft on those 2 attributes because he's tall and he can run. You get what I'm saying? Dyson Daniels, 6'6", 7-foot wingspan, plays passing lanes, great defender. What I don't understand, and not like so that's what I'm saying, and like how Brook is unplayable sometimes. Sometimes Bobby's unplayable. You get what I'm saying? And you're gonna have to DNP him.
Eliza.
Like, it's got to be some nights where he don't come off the, because I don't see nobody taking that contract, and we're not gonna get back value in what he does give us on nights where he's a matchup problem.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's the benefit to it. But there's gonna be some nights where you don't play him, and the problem why we have to play him is because our second unit isn't a real second unit because there's no midi. So
Right.
Trent is playing out of position. Green's playing out of position. Everybody's playing up because Middleton's not playing.
Right.
So then you rely on Bobby when the second unit comes in, and he comes in slapping his hands. He goes right into the post, demanding the ball. Because in practice, I can tell that's what's being discussed. That's his role. Like, yeah, you got to lead the second unit. When if you had another guard or more wing players, they'd be looking Bobby off and shooting a 3 or going to the rack, and he wouldn't even get them touches. You see what I'm saying?
It's almost like sometimes they force the ball. They force feed Bobby.
To him. They force it to him. Then
Right.
you know his endurance isn't heavy. He doesn't play a lot of minutes. Like, let's just be real here. It's 6 men in the league that play a lot of minutes. Like, they might not start, but they'll finish the game. You get what I'm saying? Derek White in Boston. It's a lot of comparisons throughout the league where you'll see coaches tinker with their lineups depending on who they're playing, where you'll get those max minutes out of a guy like that, but he might have not started. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
we don't.
When you look at Bobby, he's technically not a 6-man for real. Like, he hasn't been a 6-man in 3 years since Bud was here. He worked in Bud's system because Giroux was the leader of the defense. So you can hide Bobby on defense. Now you got Dame and Bobby out there. There's nowhere to hide Bobby on defense.
Good point.
You get what I'm saying? So it's Cook season. We never saw this before. Then he doesn't rebound at the clip that I thought he rebounded. So those were kind of like ghost stats too, Dr. Smith. You get what I'm saying? Because he's always been a pretty high efficient rebounder. But when over the last 2 years, even when AG was the coach, his rebounding has slipped because his athleticism has slipped. Because rebounding is all about, spacing and boxing out.
Quick jump.
How your footwork and all that. It's not even about how high you can jump. Because look at Joker and Draymond. They get mad rebounds and they're not that athletic. You know what I mean? Also, like the technical fouls where people are trying to make him into this fake Draymond Green. He's not, because he doesn't affect the game the way Draymond does.
Thank you. That's what I want to talk about. Exactly. Hold on.
Like, he's worse than a Dylan Brooks or even a Pat Beverly.
Real quick. 1 second, Scale. Dale Carr, appreciate the 199 super chat. Bobby can't jump Portis. God, can we trade him? Damn. I don't think that's happening, bro. That's why we're trying to figure out what is the best way to utilize Bobby. We're not going to trade him. I'm telling you about that. Maurice, appreciate you spinning the block again with the $5 super chat. Question for the chat. When did it become standard to accept that NBA athletes would be tired and can't perform on back-to-back games? That's the new era, bro. Maurice,
I do have a little pushback on that, right?
Okay.
Yes. In a standard league, right? If you know that back-to-backs are going to be expected, then that has to be a part of your plan, right? You have to plan. You can't play once every 4 nights. I would love that. I don't know why in an industry that generates billions of dollars, we can't figure that out. I don't know. I don't know if the answer needs to be to start the season earlier or to start the season later. But I know I can't go into that because it's been like that for years and every team has to go through it, right? You know what I mean? And so it's rough. And it would be an easy thing to deal with if Atlanta had to play the night before. But if Atlanta's didn't have to play the night before and we did, and not only that, but we're playing in the NBA Cup game and whatnot, you know what I mean? Then they're just going to have a natural advantage. They were in Milwaukee waiting for us when they came home.
Right.
When Milwaukee met them at the airport in the whole 9 yards, took Bobby out. I'm kidding. You know what I mean? And so it's not that they lack athleticism, it's because they were out there playing. They were getting up and down the court. It's just Atlanta was getting up and down the court faster because they have more rest. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Bobby, I see Eliza's comments in the chat talking about Chris and how we're lacking. I'm trying to color in the lines.
We're trying to. You're not wrong, but we try not to make excuses because we don't have Bobby. But we do need to address No Strays ENT in this $4.99 super chat from our favorite op. Y'all being too tough on Bobby. Y'all want him to guard Trae Young and his house at the same time. Tough crowd. What's wrong with No Strays, bro?
Ruthless.
Ruthless, bro. Ruthless. Hey, you got stuck. Hey, tap back in, Scales. You got stuck, bro. Let me switch this around a little bit, gentlemen. Hold on. He tapping back in. All right, there you go. There you go. You good, Scales?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Dr. Smith.
Everything Scales was saying is 1,000. Razor sharp, man. You know?
I'm just not as upset as I think we've been in the past for Bucks losses. I think we can process and understand what we saw. We can make it make sense. You get what I'm saying? It's losses in the past we couldn't process. It was just too much. This we can make sense, especially when we saw the performance we had just 24 hours previously.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We were perfect. That was 10 out of 10. And I won't forget it. That was
Hold on one second, Dr. Smith. Let me move you back in here. I think Scales have some technical difficulties here. Let me move you back in here. All right, there we go. All right, you're going to try one more time. Hold on one second. You're going to try one more time. Give me 1 second, Dr. Smith, before you continue. Go ahead, Dr. Smith.
I was just saying, that was a 10 out of 10 performance last night, right?
Right.
You know, that is going to affect how we play tonight. Like, you know, I don't forget like context, right? So last couple of years, this year is going to be a little bit different because we started out too late, and so the sense of urgency was increased a lot sooner than I've normally been used to seeing with the Bucks, right? With the Bucks, the last couple of years, we would see the effort that we saw last night against certain opponents, against the Bostons of the world.
Right.
Starting out 2-8, in order for us to dig out of the hole that we created for ourselves, that sense of urgency had been increased, right? And while that definitely makes me smile ear to ear, because that's what I love most about basketball is the actual fight, not the fist fights, but like people like getting down and getting busy, you know? And it's not something that I've always seen from Milwaukee. Milwaukee used to be a team that would kind of play down to their level of opponent. They would see a lesser opponent and decide to put it in close control. And you know what we saw against the Wizards was vintage Milwaukee, like where they'll play in spurts, right? They'll do just enough to stick with the team, and at the very end, they'll try to run past them at the end of the finish line. It's not my favorite style of basketball, but that's what they did because they were older to conserve energy.
Right.
So when you burn out last night, you dumped the gas tank last night, the price you pay is tonight. Because a lot of their mistakes, I think, can be attributed to fatigue. Not an excuse that anyone's going to listen to. No one's going to want to hear it. No one should want to.
They definitely going to want to hear it.
No one wants to hear it, and I don't really want to use that either because every team has to go through it. I'm mad because of that. I'm mad that when we are the victims of it, but I'm not a fan of it when another team has to go for it because they could always use it as an excuse. Oh, you just played us on the second night of a back-to-back. It's a built-in loss. I want to be able to get true measures of my team. So let's play these guys when they're fresh, when they're healthy, and let's see what it is. And if we beat them, I don't want to hear any excuses, right? But if there's always a built-in excuse, you know what I mean? So it's, yeah, you know.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. We're not making excuses. We're just understanding the situation.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it an excuse.
I think Paz said it yesterday. I think somebody else might have said it yesterday. Even me, bro. Atlanta, Atlanta's been giving teams trouble all year, right? They were like said earlier, they're a weird team. They lose to the bad teams. They got kind of traits of what the Bucks used to have. Like when we were trying to get over the hump, where we could beat the good teams and then go on the road and we'll lose to like Charlotte on a Thursday night. You know what I'm saying? And like beat Philly, you know, the good Philly on a Friday night. But anyway, like I think the problem the most with this team is that like it's the lack of it's like people are nitpicking the consistency of what the Bucks are doing. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I didn't want to do tonight, because when you play a team like Atlanta, they're just a bad matchup for us. They offensive rebound very well. And they play a bunch of young kids that rip and run and shoot all night. Like, their point guard, all he wants to do, I mean, he's passing this year, but all he really wants to do is shoot and talk crazy to people.
Right.
Like, he had a 30-minute conversation with people in the stands today. Like, that was annoying to me. Like, he kept talking to this group of people in the front row. Like, but that's what Trae Young does. He front runs.
Right.
Like, if the Bucks would have been punching him in his mouth, he wouldn't have been talking to the crowd at all.
Right.
But when you let his team be up 15 all game, then that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna start talking to us, because now he wants to front run, because that's what type of team they are. You get what I'm saying?
A lot of young dudes are like that.
Yeah, a lot of young dudes want to talk. Jalen's back at home, so he's talking crazy.
Right.
Cats he went to high school with, you know what I mean? He's feeling good, and he's having the best year of his career. And they're winning. They're beating teams that matter. The Bucks, the Cavs, the Celtics. They're beating teams with names this year, and like beating them for real. Like, not just
they beat us. Yeah, I can't take nothing from them.
But hey, like I said, like even Pa said, Atlanta's a bad matchup for us on that reason, because they're gonna be.
No, Pass did say that. Pass, you was spot on for that yesterday.
Yeah, they
why
hustle.
did you feel like that though, Pass? Why did you feel like that?
Look at their team. It's pretty much all wings. Every single down to the line, they're all 6'8", 6'5", 6'4".
Is that the future of the NBA? Kind of like the OKC.
Yeah,
I think a lot
of teams have been doing that. Boston I think Boston even has that too.
Yeah, Boston. Yeah,
Boston has that. OKC has that. Knicks are doing that now.
Technically,
hold on 1 second. Let me get my boy Super Chat 1 second. Hold on. Hey, appreciate the $4.99 Super Chat. Daniel spinning the block today. We need another big for 3 years, and we still haven't done it. Horse need to be more ruthless. Bobby a defensive bum. That's actually true. We have been talking about that for 3 years. That actually is.
Hold on.
Yeah, this is the Quay Walker.
That's the issue. It's always who. It's always
who. you. The analogies be right on point. Quay Walker and dude is the same. They the same.
Right?
The 3 players we have that we all want to trade, we just can't trade them because we can't get anything good for them.
Right. And teams and bigs are at a premium. What's not at a premium is wings. There's a million wings in the league right now for everything that you just said. But bigs, true bigs, when you're a team that actually relies on it, they're at a premium.
Right.
I don't even think that Atlanta has really good bigs. I wasn't over
No.
They only have one. They have one big. They have
one big. They just have size. They have size.
And then Okongwu was kind of like Bobby. He's a tweener, but he hustles, though. See, most tweeners in the NBA are hustlers, bro, because that's what you have to do, because you don't have a natural position. You see what I'm saying? You can't just be like, I'm a 4 and I got post moves like Kevin McHale, or I'm a 5 and I'm dominant like Shaq. You're in between. It depends on your matchup. So you have to hustle. Brandon Clark, Larry Nance Jr. You can name 100 guys.
Somebody else brought up Brandon Clark in the chat. They would trade Bobby for Brandon Clark, but I don't see that.
Just for energy. You get what I'm saying? Like we're looking for that kind of player, and we've been looking for that kind of player for a long time. And I think we cheat with that kind of player because we got Giannis, and he's like the pinnacle of that kind of player that I'm describing. Everybody else falls behind him when it comes to being big, athletic, with hustle in their games. Go ahead, Doc.
He's in the right ways. He's Travis Kelce, right?
Exactly.
I'm too big for these little safeties. You ain't gonna do nothing with me, right? And I'm too fast for the guys who are actually my size. That's Giannis's thing. Like, Bobby Portis is a tweener in all the wrong ways, and so you have to justify your. He's not strong enough. Like, I know he's got full of fight energy. I don't want to sit like just keep bombing on Bobby, because he by far was not a bad player today.
But if you saw him in less minutes, like I'm suggesting. We wouldn't really even have these opinions about him like that. It's too much reliability on him. You get what I'm saying?
But that's a Doc thing. Doc is telling him that's a coaching situation. That's why I'm saying, could coaching change to make Bobby more useful or more effective? His plus minus for the year is crazy, and his plus minus on defense is insane. It's the lowest on the team. I'm just putting this is not talking bad about Bobby. No. This is the actual facts. You can Google it. Bobby has the lowest plus minus on the team, and his plus minus on defense is one of the lowest in the NBA. That's a fact.
That's something like the line is right there, and he doesn't even do anything.
Look at that.
Cause I was about to say we've had like a long conversation, justifiably so, on Bobby Portis. DeLon Wright was
Whoa.
so bad tonight. Oh
Whoa.
my! He is look at me. He was so bad tonight. He's so bad tonight. Oh my gosh, man.
Doc, he was so bad that the 2 threes he hit, I didn't even care. I was mad that he shot the ball. I
That's
was mad
crazy
that he
right there.
shot
I'm
the
not gonna
ball.
let
Like,
you do
why?
that,
What are you
Scales.
doing
That's
shooting?
crazy.
What are you
He-
doing shooting, bruh? Like, I
he
don't even
does-
care that you made it.
Yeah.
Like, why are you
Scales,
shooting?
Scales, I kid you not. He does better when he doesn't shoot.
Facts.
Just hustle, rebound, bring the ball up the court. Keep it simple.
This
Bro,
was not.
it's like when the ball touches his hand, it's like a hot potato. It's weird, bro. I don't know,
He's
man. It's the
scared.
weirdest thing, bro. Like,
He looks
it's
shook.
weird.
This was not a commercial for DeLon Wright. This game definitely was not on
He
his.
hasn't had one yet. He hasn't won yet either. Every single
No.
game he's been in, I haven't seen a single like game. I'm like, yo, Delano was so fantastic today.
Listen,
We have
Paz.
said he played okay a couple games. I remember a
No,
couple
Okay,
games he
listen,
had like 6.
Mar, that's
though.
cap, bruh. Paz gonna back me up on this. Paz, the 14 minutes, 15 minutes Rollins gave us that night and messed up his shoulder was better than DeLon Wright's entire season, was it not?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Yes.
No,
I
no
still
cap.
till to this
That's
day,
no cap. That's no cap.
I still remember that Raptors game
Me
till this
too.
day.
Me too.
I mean, it's not debatable, right? Doc himself. That was the game that got him leapfrogged in the depth chart. Ryan Rollins in that game
It's 2
jumped
games.
DeLon Wright.
Yep, it was 2 games.
Right there next to Pat Connaughton.
Yep.
If not for the dislocated shoulder, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
That's a fair point. DeLon Wright is
I
playing
agree.
out of position, but this happens with injuries. Like you said, the next everyone has to go the next man up, and people are playing out of position, playing more minutes than they should. We don't have Chris. We don't have Rollins. Now people that should be playing 10, 15 minutes are playing 28 minutes, 20
Facts.
minutes, and that's a huge difference on the floor.
You know what? Just on some basketball too, Doc, Paz, Mar, even the chat maybe can answer this. Why don't teams, and maybe I'm just an old school basketball guy, man. Why don't teams go at Trae Young? Like, I wish
He's
would
so
put Trae
little,
Young.
right?
Bro, I wish you would put Trae Young on one of my players. Like, I wish we're going at him the entire time until you switch or you send some help, bro. I don't care. Throw out the playbook tonight. Go right at Trae. Whoever he's guarding, you need to go at him. Because Dyson Daniels was holding Lillard, and I did see Andre Jackson get a tough, strong layup on Trae. That layup he got was on Trae. You get what I'm saying? Like, who can Trae defend, honestly, in the NBA? Let's just be real here. But it's like the NBA is so scripted, and they play by this, what they practiced and what they do night in and night out, and they do analytics. Like, he gets away with murder when you think about it. Like, I hear people gunning at Damian Lillard and Steph Curry more than they gun at Trae Young.
Now we gonna have a conversation. Go ahead about the defense. Trae Young don't play defense. Jalen Brunson don't play defense. Halliburton don't play no defense. But they only judge Damian Lillard on defense.
Bro, none of these guys do, bro. You know me, I'm like
Speaking of defense, hold on 1 second, Scale.
Go ahead.
Hey, Dan, appreciate you spinning the block again at the 199. Said, who worse on defense, Bobby or Luka? I don't think there's a worse between.
Bobby.
I think they're both equally really bad.
Bobby's worse.
Bobby can't be worse than Luka. We're not gonna do that.
Hey,
Luka
you know
don't
why
play
we gonna
no
do
defense.
That? Look, Mr. Logic. This is why we gonna do that. You know you my brother.
Right.
Man, Luka got the weight of the state of Texas on his back, man. He got to carry them people. Every time he put the shoes on and go out there and tell Jason Kidd, I got it, he got to carry the weight of the world on his back when he go out
That's
there.
a fair point as a superstar.
He can take some plays off on defense.
You know what they say? Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah, like he can take he's a walking triple-double. You know what I mean? Like they're on like they got the second best record to us in the last like 3 weeks because he's been healthy. That's like when he's playing, they're a finals contender. Like, it don't matter what's going on. If Luka suits up, they're a finals contender. I don't care who they playing. Like, you know what I mean? So I would say Bobby's defense is definitely worse.
Their team has been built pretty well. So they're able to hold them up.
Oh no, Strays, you wildin', bro. Appreciate the $4.99 super chat. What's the over under a Faith Pritchard having more points than Dame on Friday? Because after 2 games, I still can't figure out who on the Bucks can guard him.
We putting Derry Bird on him. Don't worry about it. Derry Bird got
That's
that
his
assignment.
doppelganger. We putting his doppelganger on him now.
Derry Bird got that assignment. Don't even worry about it.
We should be putting. He stay with it.
It should be Rollins who should be on him, but he's not going to play.
That's why I said it got to be Derry Bird.
Yeah, and he's got to take that personally. I mean, I
agreed with that right there. He got to take that personally. Agreed.
I actually like even his 2 for 10 tonight, bro. If we had some offensive rebounding, I wouldn't have been mad at 8 of those shots AJ took out of those 10, bro. Like, because I like his confidence. Like, it was one that he shot that like cut the lead to like 8, and they had to call a timeout. Like, he picked back off a screen, caught it, he looked Dame off and shot it with confidence and knocked it down. Like, and they called the timeout. And Quinn Snyder like was mad, like called the timeout right after that. Like, so I like to see that from AJ. I'm not tripping on what he shot tonight because, like I said, he played defense. Long as you play defense, I don't really care what you shoot. On the other hand, I'm one of them dudes. Like, you know what I mean? I'm old school Bobby Knight basketball. We can miss all night long as the other team don't score. You know what I'm saying? That's how I am with it, bro. Like, I don't. You can miss all night. Just don't let the other team.
Do you see this comment?
What is that?
He said, "Good evening, Bucks Nation. Ford is playing like a first-round pick from Timu for Team Timu is crazy. I'm not telling them to do this, Doctor. This isn't me. These people are doing this under their own conviction.
The chat went crazy. I was gaslighting, girl.
That's
Doc,
crazy.
I'll take some responsibility. I was gaslighting.
No. People got to be able to vent. Look. I was not feeling him tonight either. I was, you know what I mean, at all. He's extremely limited. That's filtering my response through trying not to be toxic. He's extremely limited at times. He can give you a lot at times. Tonight was certainly not one of those nights. And then offense fails him. All of the other weaknesses he has
gets exposed.
Comes up bold print, right? Because he can't justify his position on the team with defense. He's justifying his position on the team with offense. The problem with his offense is if you're that bad on defense, then your offense better be impeccable, and it's not.
Right.
His shot is good at times. His package, the back to the basket routine that he does is good at times.
Right.
But then there are other times when his decision making is horrendous. There are other times when his passing is horrendous. Like this tragic Johnson going up the court trying to. There's certain things you can't even do with him. Like, so there's a play that happened tonight, and I remember yelling at the screen, "This is because Bobby is who he is." Right? It was a fast break. Damian is running. Bobby's leading it. Now he's not. He's been released, right? But Bobby lacks all of his athleticism that he needs to make this play. So if Damian were to give him the outlet pass, Bobby's going to catch the ball and do what with it? What are you going to do? You know what I mean? What are you going to do? Everyone and they all know this. So instead of releasing Bobby Portis, which was the smarter play under normal circumstances, we had to back off and do something else, and it ended up being a failed play. I'd have to like if I have like one of my own YouTube channel, and I could show you by the plays and whatever. This is what I'm talking about. Right. I get pointed and illustrated a little bit more clearly, but I remember yelling at the TV. That's because you are who you are. The dude is, I believe, 6'10".
Correct.
And I think if he were on a team that allowed him to be a big wing, then maybe you wouldn't have some of these problems. A big wing.
I think it's his foot speed why he can't play.
That's why he can't do. You can't exactly. He can't keep up with wing players like that.
But you could cover down a little bit better out on the wing with like switching, with like clogging lanes. If you get like, he can shuttle people in. You know what I mean? Like we've compensated for guys who can get run around before out on. It's not the best situation, but you can make up for it. What you can't do, what you can't make up for, is if Bobby is asked to be the last line of defense and he's the last person that sees on their way to the rim. It's 2 points.
Bro,
no matter what.
Doc, did you see all those layups? Like, it seemed like every layup they got, he was standing there throwing.
Because all he can do is this. Yep. That's all he can do. And he offers no resistance whatsoever. He can't offer any resistance without fouling, so now it's just, you're reduced to this. You know what I mean? And so it really is like on defense, what Milwaukee has to do in those minutes with both Giannis and Brooke are off the court, and Bobby is the last line of defense, is do their very best to stop the penetration before it gets to Bobby. Because if it gets to that point, it's 2 points. Just go start running the ball up the court. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. Bobby, I think, could be hid a little bit more. You can hide him a little bit more if he's out on the wing. Look at what Atlanta's doing. So,
Right.
I mean, that brings the point that Scales was making before, and I think it was like super sharp. And I don't think we did a good enough job hunting that mismatch. You know what Boston is really good at doing? Finding where you are,
mismatching.
and they will zero in on you and bleed you the entire night. That's because they have a fantastic coach and they have fantastic players. They have good IQ. So all the switching that they have to do to get favorable matchups to isolate Dame, they're fantastic at that. And we didn't do a good enough job because we had someone just as weak, if not weaker. Because I think I could score on Trae Young. And like I said,
Man.
2 yells I done had. He's terrible in defense. He doesn't even try on defense. But we did not do a good enough job at finding that. You know what I mean? And I think that's either coaching or we were just too tired. You know, it's like if you ever watched a football game and you know where a team is weak, they say this about Matt LaFleur sometimes, right? Where Matt LaFleur sometimes he tries to hunt for another team's weakness too much rather than just play football. And for me, pushback that I have on that is if the other team is weak, it's smart football to punch
To try to
where you
exploit the weakness. Yeah.
right. I don't even understand that point. No, it when Peyton Manning was still playing and there was a weakness in the secondary, no one else was even getting the ball. We're just going to destroy this man's confidence, his morale. He's not going to want to play football after it. That's what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? And I love that Matt LaFleur does it. I'm disappointed tonight, now that you bring it up, that we had a weakness like that and we couldn't exploit it. Because Trae Young is epically bad on defense.
Right.
Man,
but we don't do anything about it. Like,
No, I agree with you. Let's do some round robins before we get up out of here. We'll go start with you, Dr. Smith, go to pass, and then end with Scales.
I think like so there's only so much, again, this is what I said when I first came on, that I can extrapolate from this game when I know a lot of this has to do with us. I do think that Atlanta can be a bad matchup for us. I think they would have certainly been bad for us last year, right? I don't think that of Atlanta as much this year. I do think that we have more youth and athleticism to deal with it. I just think that we were tired tonight, and that fatigue led to bad shots, bad decision making, and it brought up in bold print how bad we are in some spots, like Bobby Portis on defense, like the fact that we didn't have a third facilitator. I don't know what hurdles Chris Middleton has to cross or get over before he's available, but every time we have a game like this, his absence is missed more, and it's really starting to aggravate me. I don't know if Doc is watching this. I suspect that he is, because this is the best chat for the Bucks on the web. I'm tired of seeing Chris in his civilian attire. I know he's got fly clothes.
He said civilian attire. Yo.
I'm tired of
Yo.
seeing it.
the boys got nice sweaters, man.
He got nice
same
sweaters.
one. It's the same one. It's the same Nike sweater every single time. Bro, get a new one.
Tired of seeing it. It's not even a Chris thing. Like, you know, like I'm. It's not a personal thing with Chris. I don't know Chris personally, but you're paid to play basketball, bro. Like, at what point are you actually gonna go out and get them paychecks, or just say that he's still hurt? But stop with this. He's close. And it's December what? December 4th.
Yes.
The first date that we were given was he was going to be available by the start of training camp, which is October.
Don't do this, Dr. Don't do this, Dr.
Yo, I'm not stupid, bro. Like, I'm not the smartest guy. I know I'm not the sharpest tool in the toolbox, right? But the math is not adding up, right? He hasn't had a setback, but he hasn't been available for 2 months after the original given date. I'm tired of it, bro. You're not going to be perfect when you come out. If that's what you're waiting on, then you can.
I feel that's what he's doing. He wants to come out and just be instant impact, like Boom.
And it's not gonna be that.
Right.
And no one with common sense should expect that. You got to work yourself up to that, and you don't do that in a practice. Get your behind back on the court tonight. Your team really needed you, and it's not an indictment of Chris because I think that's a team decision. So whoever's making the decision, if the dude is healthy enough to play, he needs to be playing. Period. Other than that, we'll see Atlanta again. I'm not scared of Atlanta.
Right. That's what I like. They like, hold on, I ain't gonna even get into it. We'll see him again.
Yeah.
So,
We'll
look,
see.
appreciate you, Dr. Smith. Appreciate you.
Salute.
Hold on 1 second. We're going to all get out of here. No Strays ENT. Appreciate the $9.99 super chat. Our favorite op. Larry Bird used to tell us ops' next move, then dare them to stop it. Here comes the Celtics game plan for Friday. Let run and dunk man go and tire himself out, and then put Dame in a blender on switches. Okay. We gonna see. Hey, no strays. You got you got the juice right now. I can't say nothing to you. You got the juice. You the rabbit, you
Just be
got
here
the
on
gun right
Friday.
now. Until
on
further notice, you got it. Hey, and they said back, hey, you got it. You got it. Hey, when we coming though, Friday is gonna be different. Go ahead, pass. Then we go into scales. Go ahead, pass.
I was looking for. Hold on. I was looking for some tweets that I can show you guys, but they're just too.
They're too graphic.
They're
Give us
way too
give us what
graphic.
you got to say there, pass for today. Give us what you got to say, bro. Wait,
Let's just look. Bad loss is a loss. We had a good win streak. You can make a new one. Let's get a better one next game. That's crazy, man.
Go ahead.
I might get a Sharpie on that part, right?
This is a Bobby Portis created Bucks hat. But go ahead.
Wow.
Yeah. He saw. Go ahead, pass. My bad, throwing you off. Go ahead, pass.
Next game is probably one of the most important games of the season right now for us, especially because this is a game that proves, hey, we are up there with the big guys.
Right, facts.
You win against this game, and I want to see a good win. I don't want to see like a close game you win with a game-winning shot, especially if someone's injured on that team. I don't want to see that. I want to see a win where like you win by 9 points, 10 points, 8 points, 11. Make sure they have no chance of winning like 2 minutes into the game. Or 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, they can have no chance of winning. That's what I want to see.
Facts.
Hold on. Did I see I find it? I see. So the one thing I did see with I'm going to talk about Bobby because I know we have to talk about him again. There's a one-set play. Literally the moment I saw the win probability stat. This isn't really a good indicator, but it's an interesting thing to look at. It was an 80% chance for us to win at that point. It's first quarter, so it's very early. 5:45, Bobby comes in. All the way up to the Atlanta Hawks.
I told y'all that plus minus on Bobby is serious. People not understanding because they see the box score. You have to watch the game. You need to watch 48 minutes of Bucks basketball to understand the frustration in this chat with Bobby Portis. If you just watch the box score, you're not going to get it, and I understand. But when you watch, you're going to be like, hey, this dude right here. Like, it's a lot. But go ahead, Pass, and we're going to go to scales.
I'm good, pretty much. That's all I have to say right now.
Appreciate you, Pat. Shout out to Jersey. Go ahead, Scales.
I mean, to sum up tonight, 26 fast break points in the first half.
That's a lot.
It's an NBA record. So you're gonna lose. Like, it don't matter. You could have made all your shots. If you letting the team get 26, does that mean they're getting rebounds that you're not, and they're outletting the ball or turnovers, or you're turning the ball over and giving away free baskets. So you're gonna lose anyway. So that sums up tonight. All the back-to-back. Like I said, our depth hurts us in back-to-backs anyway. So we fighting against the wall because we a man down or 2 men down anyway with our rotation. You know what I mean? Especially when our big three is gone.
Right.
So that's more than anything. I'm looking to Friday.
Right, facts.
With you, I think they got to come in locked in Friday. I don't think they need to watch no ESPN or
nothing.
You know what I mean? They need to just focus on the game at hand because No Strays brings up some good points, and I'm happy he was cracking his jokes, but he talked some real basketball because I think that
In
is what
between the jokes, it's a lot of
that is.
truth.
Yeah, that is, and I think that's their game plan is to let
Right.
run and dunk and run and dunk, and
Right.
then blitz Dame and force Gary Trent Jr., AJ Green, and Torian Prince to beat them.
Right.
I think
Fact.
that's every team in the NBA's plan, but I definitely think that's Boston's plan.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just hope we ready for that because I
Facts.
think you're gonna see a lot of that on Friday.
Appreciate you. Salute to Scale. Salute Dr. Smith. Salute Pass. Appreciate y'all tapping in. We're going to have a better conversation on Friday. I guarantee it. And don't y'all forget the Packers play tomorrow, Thursday night. We don't have Jair Alexander. We don't have Romeo Dobbs. We still about to beat these Lions. So we'll be live tomorrow too and Friday. We got a busy week. Y'all can tap in. Appreciate y'all. All right, Dr.
Look,
Smith. All right, Pass. All right, Scales. Appreciate you, bro. All right, y'all. Salute to the panel. Always good talking to them. And the Bleacher Report boss, of course. Salute to you as well, bro. I'm Amara. This is Amara's Logic, Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news. Where we just got done discussing the Bucks losing at Fiserv Forum in front of friends and family. Let me get the exact score again. Let me get that exact score. 104 to 119. We just laid an egg. We lost in every efficiency category that you could expect to lose as a back-to-back. I do think we are looking too soon to the Friday game to Boston. But again, it's a loss. We'll learn from it. Keep the positive vibes. I do like how positive the chat was, even considering the loss. And I know we kind of bombed on Bobby, but I think Bobby has earned to get bombed on respectfully. And we could have went in way harder on Bobby. We gave him a pass to keep it real. What up, Joel Marquez? Ain't seen you in a minute, bro. Salute. Two Red Violin as well. What up with y'all? Emerson. Who else up in here just popped in here? Carrie, did I shout you out? If not, what up, Carrie? Said Emerson up in here. All right, y'all. What up? What up? I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the most electrifying Bucks content on YouTube with the most electrifying chat on YouTube. What's good with y'all, Bucks Nation? We good. We about to shock a lot of people Friday night. Get ready. We shocking some people Friday night. Get ready. Gone.